My full name is Qazi Ghulam Ajmiri.
And can I ask how old you are?
Huh?
How old are you?
76.
And you were active in the Muslim League National Guard, is that right?
I was, as was called, not only Muslim National Guard, I was a Muslim Student League, then Muslim Students Federation.
And Suravadi was your wife's uncle?
Wife, uncle. And we got married in 1951, when my battalion moved to the border of Mymensingh, when Mr. Liaqat Ali Khan showed a clean feast and India declared emergency. So I am that man who was pushed forward to take over onto the border.
In Direct Action Day, were you present when Suravadi made his speech at the Octoloni Monument?
Yes, I was there. And my old father, when he got out of the car, he looked so much similar to Qaeda Azam. So people started shouting, Qaeda Azam Zindabad, Qaeda. I said, my good God, this is my father. Don't I came down, I was there.
What was the temper, what was the mood of that meeting?
Mood? Well, very high mood, very tough and all these things. People are very determined, But as usual, the Hindus, they never liked it. And they did not create any trouble. Afterwards, there's big trouble.
Were you expecting trouble?
Yeah, always expected. When I was coming from the meeting, I saw. Yes? Huh? So, I saw the Gurkha. They started shooting on the people, firing on the people. So I took shelter in some place. Then anyway I managed to come out of the junk. This is how the thing started.
Was the Muslim National Guard preparing for the possibility of trouble at Direct Action Day?
There is no such preparation, I tell you. We thought that we also coming out of procession, supporting our demand. But otherwise, our Hindu friends, they were very much opposed to it, and they started all trouble.
It was the Hindus who started the trouble.
Hindus, they started trouble on the Muslims. Many people were died, killed. I can't forget. And I'm the man who organized a peace committee sitting in Subhash Chandra Bose's elder brother, Charles Bose's house, and either from Muslim League side. So, well, we tried. But one thing is very memorable for me, and people still talk about it. That, Mr. Makhan Bishwas was the president, was the Secretary General of the Hindu Mahasabha. And Shah Prasad Mukherjee, the son of Sir Ashutosh Mukherjee, he came to me. I said, look, let's go out together and face there was called this sort of communal riot, killing. So I said, what are you going to do? Come with me. I dragged him. I used to go to Hindu locality. Along with him, I said, this is Makhan Bishwas, Hindu Mahasabha Secretary, and this is Ajmiri, Muslim Student League Secretary. So well, you can kill us before killing any other innocent people. That made them very much, nervous. Yes?
But once the Hindus had started the trouble, did the Muslim National Guard respond?
Of course, they had to defend. They had to defend. So another thing is this, they used to call me brave man. Especially Sharad Bose's family, Subhash Chandra Bose's elder brother. Used to come and, but oh, what a strong arm. And Omiya Bose, the son of Mr. Sharad Bose, he was Bar-at-law, he was very fond of me. We came to know the one person, Hindu, who was known as Gopal Patha. Patha means, this Patha. He used to catch hold of the Muslims and slaughter them. Somebody said, you are preaching here, you see, Gaur Patha has dragged 4 Muslims and slaughtering them. Immediately we rushed there. Gopal Patha looked at me, oh, this man again has come here. So I said, yes. Why are you killing him? Because he is a Muslim. But he is a human being. What has he done? Now, if you want to kill me first, then this secretary, Hindu Mahasabha, then we can kill. He said, you go, we will not kill anybody now. And this is how we used to face him,
But when the National Guard was defending Muslims, what sort of things did they do? How did they defend Muslims?
Well, we used to defend ourselves with lathi, danda, spear, then, whatever we had.
Did you have guns?
No. I never use guns. So far I'm concerned, never use guns. I never believe in that. Though I had guns.
Some people say that it was the Muslim League which started the violence, and Suravadi's meeting started the Direct Action Day violence and the killings.
No. It's absolutely lie. It is Hindu who started this thing. They never wanted that, we should get some power and take a portion of, But I tell you one thing, I had a very bad, please have patience, listen to me. I was a very bad agitator. One of my grandfather, Maulvi Abul Qasim, he was a member of the Vice Executive Council. So he took me to Malabar Hill, in Bombay. Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. He said, come on, see your Muslim leader. I looked at him. He never said Assalamu alaikum or anything, And he knows nothing about Islam and all sorts of things. So, again when I met him in Delhi conference, 2-3 conferences I attended with all students. And there I, through all those MLA, Memorial Assembly, out of the dining hall, I said, the students will get the chance to have their meal here. You get out. Then Mr. Liaqat Ali Khan, he comes and tells me, how is it? How is it possible that, the Bengali students are so much, jubilant and violent? I said, they are always violent. It is Bengal who always oppose all sorts of violence. He said, all right. There's a break up in all this, the apartment in Lodi Road. এটা কি রে? Snacks. Oh, yeah. We'll have our dinner here, you know.
I'm afraid I've got another appointment tonight.
No, I have already prepared dinner. You will feel a different way in having dinner.
Well, I have another appointment to go on to, so I hope you'll excuse me if I leave early. But anyway, let's carry on talking.
You know, I must have an inspiration to tell you, you know. However, so I told Qazi Azam that in Imperial Hotel, Delhi, he came 3 hours late. So the Kaksar, they came, I took their belt and started hitting them. I was a very bad boy, you know, so I started hitting them, drove them out. Qazi Azam came. I gave him printed, newspaper printed. I said, down with the division of Bengal and division of Punjab. We don't want. And he told me, look, he was the man who creates all the time obstructions. I said, we want Pakistan for the Muslim. It doesn't mean we'll divide the country or divide the population and then, you know, put them in trouble. I mean, my contention, rather our feeling is that the Muslims should be separated and have their separate homeland. And actually that's what happened. When it was not done, you see, Muslims were massacred. You know, thousands of Muslims were massacred.
You sound as if you were quite a hard-line leader of the Students' Federation.
Yes. As far I'm concerned, my student organization are very hard. We are very hard. I said, no. I don't want to kill Hindus, but I want that if the Muslims should get a separate part which will be dominantly for the Muslim.
I've heard people say that the Direct Action Day demonstrated to many people that partition was inevitable. Do you think that's right? That Muslims showed their strength on that day?
Well, partition is inevitable, but partition doesn't mean that, you know, the Muslims will be thrown into the lap of the Hindus at their mercy. We wanted a separate homeland of ours. You know.
But do you think that the way that Muslims fought on Direct Action Day and afterwards proved to Hindus that Muslims were going to fight for Pakistan?
Yeah, we are fighting for Pakistan. You know. Pakistan, I can tell you that, you know, we never meant to kill the Hindus. But Hindus started killing us everywhere. And the right time in Calcutta, in my locality, Park Circus, many Hindus were living next to my house. Even the Jayanto, the first Commandant-in-Chief of Indian Army, he used to live by the side of my house. But no Muslims, I said nothing. Don't kill anybody who doesn't kill you. They were stopped. So after so many years when I went to Calcutta, you know, the Home Secretary, then the Secretary of the West Bengal government, I telephoned there. I said, can I talk to Jayati? Jayati is a girl who was traveling by tram, and I took them to my house, and they could move freely. Then I told the local people, do not touch any Hindu. Take these girls and children to the school, bring them back, and they should do that. So when I went there, I telephoned the Jati's husband to the Home Secretary. Who are you speaking? Well, this is Ajmiri speaking. I hope you have heard of me. No, whom don't you speak to? I said, probably your wife, Jati Dasgupta. I said, Jati, who is this Ajmiri? And I could hear the foot sound. She jumped from the bed and said, Ajmiri da, tumi kothai? She came and said, talk to me. I said, I'm here in that house. He said, you will come and stay with me. And look, I have my wife, I have my children, I have got everything. But look, no difference. He said, Nolini, her husband, let's go there. I said, not now. Come tomorrow.
So you were involved in rescuing people who were stranded, but when there were Hindu attackers, were you involved in defending Muslim areas?
Well, of course, I had to defend my life also, that is why, But I never used any shotgun or any sword.
What did you use?
And I'm a good boxer. My foot, everything I use. And sometimes I took the bamboo stick from their hand, beating them. But for that sort of job, there are separate Muslims were there who used to go and do that.
Who were they?
They are the local people, Muslims. And I myself and my father went to Birla house. And that is, Birla was very happy to see us.
But these Muslims who you say were helping in defense, the local Muslims, were they Gunda types or what?
No, not Gunda type. They used to do the self-defense.
National Guards?
No, National Guard never came out of the barracks. Actually, National Guard were not a very organized thing. To be very frank with you. National Guard was organized after Pakistan.
Were you happy that Muslims had fought back in Calcutta?
Beg your pardon?
Were you happy, were you pleased that Muslims fought back in Calcutta?
I couldn't follow.
Were you pleased that Muslims were able to fight to defend their community?
Well, of course, why not? If I find that you are a Britishers, this house, if somebody comes and you that is defended, it is just my great pleasure that the life is saved.
Who were the Hindu attackers? Where were they from?
Hindu Mahasabha. Then all those Hindu people, they are very much against us. And I give another incident which is very interesting. Examination going on. So in a Scottish church, the Islamia College students were sitting there. And I am a Xaverian, St. Xavier's, so we never went to other places. So one of the Muslim boy, he came to me, as I am Secretary of the Muslim Student League. Sir, this is what happened with me, I am expelled. I took him straight away to Bhawanipur, and the Vice Chancellor was the Mr. Mukherjee. He sat with a big tummy and all this thing, massage like his father, Ashutosh Mukherjee's son. He was the president. So I was trying to get in. He looked at us. Let them come. So we went. He said, I can understand. Both of you are Muslims. Yes. You are not afraid of me? Certainly not. One must die. If you kill me, kill me. What is the problem? I said, this boy was appearing in an examination, and a Hindu professor who was in vigilance, he threw him out of the examination hall. I see. He wanted me to do something, yes. So he asked his men to bring a cord and put it onto the lawn, telephone, and talk to Bibi Datto. He was a control examination. He said, Bibi, a very good, brave and politician came here. He knows where to come. As I am the Vice Chancellor, so he came to me with a Muslim friend of Islamia College, and this has happened, so please allow him to continue. Hearing this, the others got surprised. How did you go to Bhawanipur? Fully Hindu area. I said, if you want to do something good, you should take the risk. So I went there.
But did you think at the direct action day, when you were in the Maidan, did you think the mood was that Muslims should stand up for themselves?
No, there's nothing such sort. When we came out, we were attacked. And they were supported by the armed forces, especially the Gurkhas and Hindus and all these things. But I tell you that we were on the dais, but we never carried any arms, or lathi or sword, anything.
You were actually on the dais?
Yes.
Was Mujibur Rahman on the dais?
Mujibur Rahman was not that important there, I was very important man. The most funniest thing is this. Excuse me. Now, Mujibur Rahman, when he was taken by Pakistanis to Pakistan, and my brother, my own blood brother, who was first non-Britishers, who was the captain of the ship, British ship. He was first class first on Dufferin. He was first class first on what's called Southern Tum, and he was to work. He became, those days, the port conservator. And the naval man, Commodore was there. He was not that much strong. So he started taking care of the thing. Then you hear that's Ziaur Rahman's name. He used to come and sit there. My brother